Hello everybody, it is I, Cool back again, and today I'm going to be reviewing Marilyn. Marilyn is from Cars 1, the epilogue sequence. Marilyn is a car that I wanted to get for a little bit now. She's one of those cars that I feel like everyone has somewhere, right? Anyone who's been collecting for more than, I've been collecting for about 4 years now. I've technically been collecting longer, but I've been on a streak since 2022. And I feel like Marilyn's one of those cars that you'd think you'd come across, but I never did. I guess she was just never in the main lines the years I was collecting, or she just never really... She was one of those characters I didn't learn about until a little later. But yeah, Marilyn is a very classy sedan from the first Cars movie after she gets a hot new paint job from Ramone's. At least I think that's the description. She has a very interesting bio where it's like the whole joke is that she changed her style and her stylist is upset with her. As seen in Cars, alongside Transforming Lightning McQueen, who I've reviewed, Flo, Sarge, Lizzie, Sally, Mater. I think I reviewed all these guys at least one point in time on my channel, so that's pretty cool. Copyright 2021, made in China. She was in Case A, and I saw her in Case A, but I opted to get Transforming McQueen instead, which I kind of regret because this China version kind of stinks. The new one. Okay, something I want to point out is that Marilyn's last release, actually, no, that wasn't her last release. Her last release was 2019, I think. But the release before that, 2017, actually gave her a last name. Stickers. She was in a 2-pack with Nick stickers. I just wanted to point that out because that's a really interesting bit of trivia. Also, she's covering up the Cars logo. That doesn't usually happen with cars that are larger than the Cars logo. Usually the Cars logo clips over them. I think that's what they did for some of the... I don't have an example on my shelf or anywhere. But I know that happened at least once. Is it Holly? No, I don't think Holly covers it. Yeah, so all that said and done, I'm excited to cover Marilyn. Finally, a clean unboxing of a 2026 car. These packagings, despite what I've heard about them having really bad glue, they're really tough to just cleanly open like this. I've had to discard so many 2026 card backs. But, this one turned out really nice. I really appreciate that. So anyways, here is Marilyn. Like I said, Marilyn is from the first Cars movie. Okay, thank goodness. I was checking to see if maybe this was an error or something, because there's always the chance of, errors in the card. But now Marilyn is just normal. I like that. Marilyn is a pretty cool metallic purple. She is the modern day equivalent to Greta, a car I got previously. And ironically enough, Greta came out before Marilyn, just like how in the movie, she came first, 'cause she's a much older style car. Some other notable things about Marilyn is that her headlights are very similar to McQueen's. A lot of people like to believe that her manufacturer is the one that developed McQueen, and I kind of like that theory. I think that's cool. So yeah, just nice metallic paint. Originally, I thought that the regular version wasn't as accurate, because in the movie, she's a bit, she's a very interesting shade of purple, but, this is fine. Marilyn also had a metallic variant that was a much more saturated dark purple. She also had a lenticular variant in 2010, because pretty much every diecast with pretty much every basic car out that year, which was a lot of them, got lenticular variants. I'd say a quarter of the Final Lap exclusive cars did make it into the lenticular line, so there is chance. And just all the new releases in general, half of them made it into the lenticular line. Here's where her mouth plate would have been, because I think she originally had a mouth plate all the way up until the Thailand variant, but you can see it. There's her little grill. It's a little wonky on the die cast. It's supposed to look like that, but yeah. She also has her eyes. They're a little blurry, quite frankly, but I think it gets the job done. Very similar to how they do Cars, where they don't do the eyeliner. Here she is next to Nick Stickers. It is so cool having these two together. Why does Nick look so dark green on my thing? That's not normal. But yeah, I got Nick in a lot last year, so... Not last year, it was 2 years ago. I've just had Nick Stickers by his lonesome in my collection for 2 years, and now I finally have his family member. I personally like the idea that they both are, people that started dating. Or not dating, but like, I don't know. I ship them, I guess. I saw some interesting stuff about Cars, like, shipping culture earlier, and I was like, I like the idea of these two being, like, a pairing because they have a similar, like, history of being people who found their true selves in Radiator Springs, and I think that's, like, such a sweet concept for a character pairing, is people who literally fell in love in Radiator Springs after becoming their truest forms. She has really nice metallic rims, unfortunately uncovered, unlike the movie. I love these covered rims so much, and I really dislike the fact that they don't really exist in the diecast line anymore. It's a real shame because they're so cool. Just completely smooth. She has this nice Spectra flame, some cracks in the mirror, not, no. Also, her, like, mirrors aren't separate pieces. That's really distracting to me for some reason. I just think it's weird whenever, Cars diecast do that. Marilyn's a really good, like, Cars 1 diecast out this year. Like, I really appreciate that they chose, like, a very old school Cars 1 character to be out this year, because a lot of the Cars 1 items aren't really, like... Alright, Kingston. It is 49643. Back headlights, roof lights, no, tail lights. What? Which is a very unique shape. I don't think any other car diecast uses this model. I know, like, one of the crew chiefs uses this model. I think it's Senior Tracks. Her silver kind of bleeds out onto the walls of the tires. That's unfortunate, but... And she has a bit of a weird texture to her. Oh, wait, the flames. The flames are textured. Okay. Okay, yeah. Because I'm used to Thailand cars being, like, really, like, smooth, glossy, whereas this is, a bit of a departure from that. Yeah, I guess China always did cars like this, where they're, like, kind of... I don't know how to describe it. It's, like... It feels more like I'm touching a tile, whereas this feels like I'm touching, like, silk, I guess. But yeah, that textured flame work is amazing. And the flames are really cool. I think Greta has the cooler flames overall, but I think Marilyn's are pretty awesome. Anyways, here's the base 086. Oh, wow, this is a really early 2026 made car. That is insane. Only 8 days in. Wow. Wow. And I think Marilyn, this was the only copy they had at Target. I was gonna get Mater with 95 hat today, but I decided against it because I was getting some other cars diecast, including Francesco, who I made a video of earlier. By the time this gets uploaded, it's probably going to be a while, but yeah, so I just want to pose Marilyn next to some other epilogue cars. I want to get Hank Halsum because I kind of associate him with these guys, right? Well, Hank Halsum's not, part of Ramone's. He's in the Flo's V8 Cafe, but he's just such a cool, like, it's so interesting because, like, he's a pre-Cars 1, like, he's a pre-Cars 2 character with no bio whatsoever. He's just a complete guy, and I love him. So, yeah. Anyways, Marilyn herself is a really fun diecast. I'm really glad I finally got her. Again, I wish I'd gotten her during Case A, but unfortunately that didn't happen, and, it's so cool just seeing... You know what? One more thing I want to say about Marilyn is I love her shape. I love that she's such a distinct shape. This is a car that you wouldn't see today. So completely round. So completely, like, wacky shaped. I love it. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Marilyn. Hope you all enjoyed the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye.